Live from Beaufort, South Carolina. It's Trump Talk After Dark with Frank Pusser. MAGA forever. Welcome to our show. Let's get comfortable and get to know one another and bask in the glory of the fact that we happen to be living in some pretty gosh darn interesting history. I'm pretty thankful. Not only thankful to be American, but I'm thankful to be a human being in this world, this time in history. You see, we're on the precipice of something great because at these troubling times, the world has been blessed with someone who's been called to help us achieve the greatness that is within all of us. And to do that, you need a special type of leader. The kind of leader that's not afraid to make the tough call, the bold decisions. Because he loves us. And that's Donald J. Trump. And I want to welcome you to Trump Talk After Dark, man, where we kind of like sit back, relax, man, and look. We think we got the call-in sound worked out, so feel free, man. If you feel like you want to call and celebrate what is obviously a masterclass in 4D chess and international relations going on right now. You know, Donald Trump is so smart that people confuse that wisdom with like he may lack a plan. He may not think things through. Donald Trump is the greatest president in history. He's the greatest leader in all of humankind. You don't agree with me, well, why don't you call in and change my mind? But please, can't have any trolls. Because this here is America, and we like to keep it clean, family friendly, and fun. After all, I'd be honest with you. I want the content of this stream to be something Donald Trump be proud of. And I don't think he'd be proud of a bunch of people being disrespectful and using inappropriate language and just being disrespectful to not only him, but to the trusted staff that he surrounded himself with. You know, it's weird, man, because I got to tell you, you know, at first I was a little wishy-washy on this whole deportation thing. But I got thinking. You know, our forefathers, when they came here, man, and rescued this continent from godlessness, you know, I think they envisioned a world where we have the kind of leadership we have. I think had the founding fathers knew that someone as intelligent and talented and gifted as Donald Trump is, had they known that, now they're wise, no doubt. They knew we were imperfect, but they had no idea that there would be one person that would be perfect. And had they known this, I argue, and I think the Constitution would support me, that when we have the type of opportunity that we have, you know, President is right. America was in the tank, man. And look at us now. I mean, we're roaring back. Everybody is talking about us. Everybody. And that's because of Donald Trump, man. You know, I used to be ashamed, to be honest with you. I not want to hang the flag because I knew the liberals and you know they would see me as a patriot, which I am. And I'm tired of having to explain that. I'm sorry if people want to be disloyal, disrespectful, and I'll say it, treasonous in our thoughts and behaviors towards the most effective administration in the history of humankind, man. It's like, fuck those tablets in Iraq, man, with the code of Hannibal. That's nothing, dude. Trump knew all about that before he's even fucking born, dude. So why do we even want to bother with the the cost and the risk to this country and security by going through an election for president? It's a waste of our time. We all know. We all know. Let's forget about the two terms. That's a malarkey. It's malarkey. But why go through the cost and the aggravation of doing the obvious? One of the things I'd like to propose is an executive order suspending federal elections for the next, I don't know, 12 to 16 years. And that gives enough time to really fully bake this agenda, man, that's in the best interest of all of us. And the problem is, I'm running a lot of people that want to throw the quote so-called constitution, right? And I'm like, look, yeah, yeah, I didn't go some fancy book learning fucking university, man. I was out earning a living on the streets of America. So don't come to me with your highfalutin uh, fancy book learning rigmarole. because I identify as American. My pronoun is USA, dude. You know, it's weird. You would think the media, especially like in a time of a military operation, that they would be more supportive and patriotic instead of like all this negativity, dude. It's not only is it fake news, but the negativity, it's it's wrong, dude. The negativity is wrong because it's fake news, it's inaccurate, and it's not patriotic. A real patriot isn't going to go on a national broadcast and say the policy of the greatest president in the history of humankind is flawed in any way, shape, or form. I mean, to do that is just, I think, despicable. I'm not trying to be like a pearl clutcher, man, because I'm not one of those liberals, man, in the street overreacting to everything with Trump derangement syndrome, dude. That's not who I am. I don't suffer from Trump derangement system because I got the clarity of patriotism. And I don't know, it just feels weird, man, because back in my day, you know, the kind of disrespect I'm seeing people throw to our president, especially from the fake news, it wouldn't fly. And why is it flying now? You know, what's with the criticism? Who are they? Who's anyone, really? I'll say it. Who am I? How dare I? If I were to question this, how dare I? No, no. You know, I think I think what's happening is pretty gosh darn impressive, and no one else would have been able to do this, dude. No one. Make no mistake about it. A couple years ago, we were in the tank, dude. It was fucked up. This country was fucked. Phew. I mean, we're back now, baby. Everybody is talking about us, dude. And look, we're just starting this juggernaut. We're not going to go away, man. And I have a feeling people are going to stumble on this, and we're going to keep going because we know out there someone, while we do this to celebrate and kind of fellowship, really, it's kind of a safe place to just let your hair down and just kind of get into all things Trump, man, without you know some kind of loser, pinko, traitor commie liberal mucking it all up with their so-called value proposition, dude. We ain't got time for that. Just like, why are we going to waste the resources on elections that we already know the outcome of? I got an idea. Why don't we have Dodge take a look at that? I bet you there's a way we could save a lot of money and create a lot of efficiencies by eliminating the frequency and necessity of some of these so-called elections. You know, yeah, we can have democracy, But I mean, you got to have a brain, man. There's a lot of stupid people in America, and it's because of the open borders. It's because of the way the schools aren't teaching real history anymore. It's the indoctrination of the LGBTQCT community. It's all of it. And it's infested the fabric of this country, dude. And it's like you're shamed if you have conviction, if you have values, if you have the values to say what I'm getting ready to say. Maybe, just maybe, everybody wasn't meant to vote. Maybe you need to take a test, have the proper documentation. What's so wrong about that? We're just saying, hey, look, man, yeah, you can vote if, you're not some dunderhead liberal. I mean, because look, man, some of the stuff that's coming out of the liberals' mouth, I mean, that's just so out of there. Crazy talk, stupidity that I really question why are we letting insane people vote? There should be mental competency. So I'm all for it, man. Let's have the courage, man. Let's have the conviction. Let's for once, man, as a people, do what our forefathers wanted us to do, which is stand up when it's right, man. We don't need to take the easy road on this, man. We've been here before. This is America. This is America. And let's just say it. It may be for, quote, everyone, but that doesn't mean you have equal say. I mean, how silly is it? Okay. I mean, if you're a person that is contributing $1,000 a year worth of taxes to this country versus somebody that's contributing $100,000 a year in taxes to this country, well, I mean, come on, you're less important. And if you want to, quit bitching, quit quit complaining that the government's not like some big tit in the sky, enabling you. And you got a president that's strong enough to say, no, we're removing the tit from your mouth. Get it together. Go earn. Go earn. You know? And why waste the bandwidth on dealing with that? You know? I just think we're lucky. And I think it's time we kind of take a real close look at things, man. You know, I don't know. So we're blasting off here on Trump Talk. We've been going for a solid 21 minutes. No one's called in, but that's okay because we're setting the tone. We know it's going to take time. Believe me. I've had to lose relationships. Now, look, I'm an accepting, tolerant guy, man. I mean, you ask anybody, I'm the most tolerant guy out there. But if you're going to, you know, come and badmouth and question Donald Trump, you know, I ain't got time for you. You know, you shouldn't exist. You know, I mean, I love people, but not you people. You're not people, dude. You know, percolate on that. You know, percolate on that. But yeah, let's take it a step further where we need to go. Okay, if we all agree stupid people and the dregs of society and the low contributors really shouldn't have fucking a voice when they vote, let's really let's get into it. Okay. Well, what are they doing here then? Right? Other American citizens. Well, where does it say that you could just be a stupid human being and have the freedom and safety of this country just because you're born here? Where does it say that? Oh, I got an idea. Let's create a country where the stupid people not only have equal say, but we'll give them full citizenship? What the fuck? What? I mean, when you say it out loud, right? It's called clarity. It's okay, man. The first time I had it, it was an emotional experience too. But that's why we're so lucky, man. Because every day we're getting shocked into more and more clarity. Because we got the Zen master out there doing 4D chess in the world, dog. They don't know what's coming next because they can't keep up with the strategy. And if we're lucky, and I still believe that if you work hard enough and believe in yourself that anything's possible, I still believe that. But if we're lucky and we stay the course, then yeah, we can live in a country, man, where the stupid people that can't see the clarity of where Donald Trump is taking us, well, you're out of here. You're a fucking traitor, dude. But I was born in Ohio. I don't give a fuck. You know, you're a commie. I don't care where you were born, traitor. Oh, wait a minute. I got an idea. Let's keep all the traitors in the country just because they were born here. That's why we have a press corps full of anti American traitors because they know we're not going to really do anything. We're going to allow them to spew whatever it is they want to spew. And you get to wake up in the blanket of freedom that Donald J. Trump provides and mock the very method that he provides it. Well, look, we're opening up a lot of new frontiers in this world, dude. And part of this 4D chess game, hopefully, and I'm pretty sure, is going to include some rather robust deportations. You know who I think needs to go? Fucking Robert De Niro, dude. He's anti-American. I knew it. I knew he was a liberal anti-American when I watched Godfather. And he was the sissified way he died, this character died out there with that heart attack. I was like, this is some kind of liberal sissified wussiness stuff. Gets shot, slows down. What kind of that ain't alpha, dude. That certainly ain't Godfather. That's De Niro, dude. Raging bull. Ra- Raging bull of liberal intoxicated nonsense, man. Hey, De Niro, wait a minute, real quick. De Niro? What kind of last name is that? Did you guys ever really think about that? He says he was born here. I don't think that matters, but let's say it does. Let's pretend it really matters whether or not Robert De Niro was born in America before we deport his ass. I'll play along with your game. Show me De Niro, how that's connected to any American last names, real Americans. I'm not talking about Ellis Island, stuff. I'm talking about real Americans, man, that belong here. That figures, man. Here it is. I knew it. I knew De Niro. I knew Robert De Niro was an LGBTQZ Dr. Ken said he kissed Robert De Niro in a nightclub many years ago behind a bar. See you, De Niro. You're out of here, man. What are you doing, you degenerate? Probably flipping out on pot. Let me ask you something. Like a lot of those guys in Hollywood, man, those leftists, dude, they'll 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 chop up and grind up pot, dude, and they'll snort lines of pot in nightclubs while they badmouth the government. This is cool. Hold on. You know, I love being a liberal listening to the fake news because that way I can continue to snort lines of pot and ignore the fact that I'm killing myself with this narcotic. But I don't care because Biden and the leftists will find a federal program, maybe a clean injection site where I can shoot up my marijuana. And that's the thing I'm talking about, dude. Is that what it's going to come to? I mean, it's bad enough, some of this shit, right? What's next? Our tax dollars going to marijuana needle injection sites, man. Be kind, don't you care? No, you know what I care about? I care about America. So why am I if I care about America, why am I going to put my tax dollars into into funding clean needles for marijuana addicts to shoot up pharmaceutical grade IV marijuana? While the fake news is going to tell you that it's safe because their liberal agenda is trying to hook you on where they're going, which is nowhere. Facts are facts. America is back. Hallelujah, dude. We got people out there watching. I know you agree with me. It's okay. You don't have to chat if you don't want to, man. But I want you to do something. I want you to like and subscribe, man. Because deep down, you know this is truth. You're sitting there going like, you know something? It's not my fault. No, it's not my fault. Hold on. That's right, because you know what? That's okay. It takes time. You eat the elephant one bite at a time, man. Truth is hard. There may be one person listening, but that's okay. That's why we do this. We're building community here, man. What we're saying is enough's enough. And let's just get into it, dude. Let's just fucking celebrate it, man. Let's bathe in it. Let's do a swan dive and just baptize ourselves, man, and cleanse ourselves from the impurity of leftist thought and liberal fucking actions, dude. Cleanse under the river of Trump, dude. And come unto him, dude, and get that fucking baptism on. I went down to the river, and into the river I was baptized. I had Trump holding me, saying, liberals gonna get out of town. I went down to the river. Come on. Got baptized by POTUS. I said, all you LGBTQZTKs, get the fuck out of here, because this here's America. Fuck yeah, man. You know, feels good, doesn't it? Well, Iran thinks, hey, here's our $50,000 drone. Oh, yeah? Well, guess what, pal? We're going to blow that drone up with a fucking $3 billion missile. Take that. How you like us now? More where that came from. Winning, dude. Winning. Get used to the feeling, America. Because there's a lot more where that came from, dude. This is what winning feels like. This country's been down for so long that they forgot. This is it, man. This is victory, dog. Get into it. Come on. Quit being so sissified, man. Alpha the fuck up. Too many soy boys out there, man. Quit being beta boys, man. Get your alpha on. These are good times, dude. Rock with it. If you don't agree, you're a traitor. Sorry. It's okay. Just don't get too crazy with the disagreement. That's all I'm saying. I suggest that you be very, very careful when talking about things that are not in your lane. I suggest that before talking about things that aren't in your lane, you focus on your thing. That's what I suggest. And you need to be very careful to not step out of line. I think we can all agree that in our wildest imaginations, we would have never dreamed of times like these, right? It's crazy. It's like, wow, what did we do to deserve this? Because it's far exceeded my wildest expectations. And I'm just thankful, dude. I really am. I'm thankful to live in the greatest country in the history of humanity, with the greatest leader in the history of humanity. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, I don't know where I'd be. You know, but thanks to him and his leadership, man, things are going great. Thanks, man. Thanks, Donald. He loves us, man. Fucking loves us. And that's what breaks my heart. Because do you ever think what he must be going through when people say bad things about him or his friends? He's out there loving us so much, dude. And not only through words, but through actions. Look how much he loves us. He's always out there working for us, man. Tirelessly. Putting our needs well ahead of his. I mean, unquestionable ethics, dude. He doesn't take a salary. So he's not doing any kind of grift. He's not taking a salary, dude. So, you know, it's not, no, he didn't like say, hey, I got an idea. Instead of taking 450 large, I'll placate that and like say that's going to be a tax write off by not taking the salary. Show bankruptcy on one company, then sell the tools at a loss from the bankrupt company at a startup company that I just created. So I have the loss on the bankrupt company on the sheets, but I'm going to transfer that loss as an expense on my startup company so I can minimize the tax impact on my profits. It's the art of the deal, brother. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. With that said, please like, subscribe, and review. We know you're out there. Hey, man. Peace and love. Thank you for the kind comment. I really appreciate it, dude. We all have our issues, but I encourage you to subscribe because we are going to be here every Friday live with not just yours truly, but a panel with Karen, the cryptocurrency oligarchy, Tony the Tiger, Harry the Meth Head, whoever. But look, this is a place, dude. This is a place where it's safe, man. It's safe to be an American again. It's safe to be an American again. So with that said, I want to just say, hey, look, man, we're living in great times. We're back, and any kind of discomfort you may be feeling right now is because you're not used to winning. So just give it time, dude. Okay, and don't let the fake media or the left sway you, dude. Because all you gotta do is stay the course, and it'll make a lot of sense, dude. But you gotta stay the course. With that said, man, Trump 2028, 2032, Trump for life. Good night.